What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review, and today I have something very special for you guys. So obviously I am in the bottom right corner and I'm in the top left here. So we have the double SZA VOD review. We have me VOD reviewing myself here. This is just a very special game that I played on ladder a little while ago. I don't want to give away too much, but let's just watch this game together. It was an absolute blast. I think this is my favorite game that I played the entire set, and so let's just watch it. So start off here with some Vagar stuff. Could do some kind of Vagar printer game from this spot. It's not terrible. We have the Lysandre pair as well, have Pantheon. We have a lot of stuff that we'd like to hold here, honestly. Pantheon, Rek'Sai, Briar, I mean, basically everything. I check the Psionic and the Stargazer for like the 10th time here, but it doesn't really matter here. And so, yeah, I'm going to hold on to both of these openers. And as most people will do, in the current setup in the game here, I see birthday. I'm on a C birthday reunion diet. I see birthday reunion and I pick it. Okay, it doesn't really make that much sense in with that verbiage. But in any case, we're gonna take birthday reunion here, and this is gonna be our game plan, is that we are going to play birthday reunion because it is just kind of a broken augment in general, and we're gonna make the Sterak slam here with the idea being we want to actually streak, and a Briar 2 is pretty strong in the early game. She can actually just kind of like pop off in fights like this and probably kill a bunch of units. Sadly, the fight. The units don't line up exactly, so we don't get a ton of kills, and this guy was also very upgraded, like 2-star, 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 so not the end of the world, but hey, at least we take an okay-ish loss and get to hold on to this opener here, and we pick up the Talon as well, so pretty good. We also know that because we're birthday reunion, we basically have to play this as fast 9. This is just how you must play birthday reunion in general, is into fast 9, because if you are not going 9, then you are not getting value out of this augment whatsoever. And hey, we rotate into somebody else who's got a pretty mediocre board, and we can take a pretty easy fight win here. Now comes the time when the decisions get kind of interesting here, because usually you'll see people push a very aggressive level 5 with birthday reunion. I'm in a kind of funny spot here because I lost the first fight, so I don't actually have the 5 streak to play for, so there's not that much actual incentive for me to immediately push 5, so I'm just gonna say, you know what, I'll chill here. Hopefully I win this fight. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. I can still make 20 and have the gold that gets me to birthday reunion, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what you need out of birthday reunion, is having a lot of gold here. I will say the Briar with the Sterak does a lot of work, and boom, we pick up the win without having to level, which is really nice, because now we can level on to 5. Don't have to worry about wasting a bunch of econ on that. Go into Thresh Rock here. We're basically always going to be picking Thresh this game with the hope that we can get to a lot of econ upgrades to get us as quickly as possible to our level 9. And we see Belveth in the God shop here, which is really nice, because obviously we want to finish out Primordian. That is the other path towards getting to 9 here, and we do get gold from Thresh, and we do have a level up here. We find Milio, who's an interesting guy. There's incentive to play him, but I think for it on a bit and say, like, how am I actually going to reach this Milio? It's not very likely that I'm going to be able to reach Milio on this board here. I also don't have items for him. The Briar 2 is almost always going to be better than the Milio 2, just because I built a Sterak, right? There's no incentive for me to play around Milio. Even if I were to get 3 Timebreaker, I just don't have the items for it. So that's going to be the idea here, and we are going to pick up another fight win on our way to a 4 streak here. Unfortunate that we had to lose the first fight, but honestly, all things considered, it's not bad if we can finish out a 4 streak here and be put into a pretty good spot. So that is the dream here. I'm kind of afraid of that Rammus guy, and so I opt to actually put these guys in front of Briar, because I'm like, I actually don't know if I want her taking aggro versus that board. We fight this board here, who they have 2 tanky, they have some extra stats, but it's not enough to beat us. So easy 4 streak here. Wish it were a 5 streak, but hey, it's life. I do also throw a Timebreaker into Planner here with the idea that this is going to be, of course, a fast 9. I think actually, yeah, the second I sold the Ezreal, I kicked myself and I was like, actually, I probably should have held that Ezreal just to get like 3 Timebreaker in stage 4. 3 Timebreaker stage 4, we've talked about this a trillion times, but it's so valuable for allowing you to fast 9. So I kind of feel bad that I didn't hold on to it there. And at this point, really, I'm just trying to streak, trying to play my strongest board, get dropped a lot of great components here, and an Atrox and a Ross, like a ton of really good stuff here. So so we can just level up, get 3 Rogue in here. I think about maybe the Rost here, but I think 3 Rogue is just going to be stronger in this spot with not that many traits in. And yeah, we just have to figure out our slams in this spot here. To me, Vow is a pretty heads-up slam in this spot, and the question is, do you want to make QSS or do you want to make TG? And my thought is you want to make TG. I mean, there's just... You can never have too many TGs in this line. You can, run out of, having enough items for your Graves, for your Vex, but like you're never going to feel bad about building a TG in this line. And it's a good item. Like I have a good unit to slam it onto here in the Talon 2 here. So that's the idea. Next, augment here. I'm really happy taking something like a Slammin in this spot here just to, once again, just give us the econ to actually reach level 9. So that is the idea. I get the Akali in on this board, the Rost in on this board, and then I level up and get my level 7 TG, which is great. And I can throw this onto another damage dealing unit. It's kind of funny. Actually, I throw it into Maokai here, even though it's not like great tank items for Maokai, but I'm just like, I need some frontline on this board, which makes sense. And at this point, I'm like, okay, the solo frontlining I think is a little crazy here. I'm just going to frontline everything, especially versus this Jinx guy, because I'm kind of afraid that my Briar could end up actually dying versus this Jinx board if I let her take a bunch of aggro. So this is the plan. We win another fight, and we keep our win streak with 3 Primordian in, with Slam and value, with Birthday Reunion on the way. So, I mean... It's a great spot. It's honestly, it's one of those spots where you're just like feeling great about playing it. We do find a Corki here who I mean, it's a great unit. I don't know exactly how I would fit him on the board, and I don't believe I do end up fitting him because, yeah, he's a bit far, right? How am I actually going to get Corki in on this board? I just have so much stuff that I want to play right now. The 5 trait Redeemer bonus is amazing. Getting Primordian is amazing. Getting this Nova on top of it. Like, the board is just, like, this must be the board that we play for a lot of this early game, and then our next in can be Challenger on this board. I do have to hold the Corki, just saying, maybe there's a world where I find like a Corki 2 all of a sudden, and at that point, I would certainly consider it. Mystery Loot, once again, of course, going to be the pickup here, and really just need to get some more damage items in this spot here. This is a line where, honestly, like, a Vow... Even like 2 Vows, you can be pretty good. Those can be your tank items. But if you do not reach the requisite damage items, your life is going to suck. On the upside, in terms of our life not sucking, we do find some good stuff here. We find Kindred in shop. There's hilariously an Asol pair here, who I'm not really that excited to play around, but it's something you could consider. And then we pop this Anvil here because we have our glove open, and we are going to opt to make the Quicksilver here. Really, really good item for Graves on the level 9 version of the board. And then we get to keep the bow open for Gwinsu's or red buff for our Vex down the line. So that's the dream. Sadly, the dream of streaking the rest of the stage gets broken here, rotating into this guy who just has a Jinx too. I mean, this Jinx unit is really, really solid. So we are not able to pick up the fight win there, which is a little bit tragic. We do, though, find Riven here, who actually really inspires me to say, okay, well, why don't we just play 3 Timebreaker right now? There's no reason why not. It doesn't actually make the board that much weaker. It's definitely a downgrade a little bit, but not a huge downgrade. And we get the upside of playing through Timebreaker here. And, if we win, we get some XP for it. If we lose, we get some rerolls for it. I mean, there's no real downside to playing it right now. And we're 85 HP. That's the big thing, is that we can easily go 9 from this spot, even if we lose this fight. I wish we had killed a few more units, but boom, free reroll here. Nothing wrong with that. And so this is going to be the board that we play. I am a little bit sad about the fact that I'm trying to figure out how to fit everything, because I'd really like to fit Nova in on this board as well, level for Kindred and then get Nova in, but then I'd have to be cutting Ross. Like, it doesn't completely make sense. I think maybe you can fit like Kindred Akali in on this board and get Marauder, Challenger, Nova in. I wonder if that is what I do, or if I decide to keep the Rost in. I do find the Blitzcrank here, who I think this might even just be my cue, as I'm like, I'll just play Blitzcrank. He's a good unit. You never feel bad about just having random Blitz on your board, and it's +1 trait for the Rost here, so now I get 5 trait Rost. Yeah, I think that is what I end up doing here. And then I just spread the items for Slam and value. Of course, don't want to accidentally not slam. The QS, or the extra cloak, I'm not 100% sure where it's going right now. It might just be like a final Graves item, and then the belt is hopefully going to be a tank item. So that's the idea. Take another loss here, get some free rolls, and we're pretty happy with the spot, I would say. Last augment here. I feel, I believe in this spot, it's been a sec since I played this game, but pretty good about taking like a decent combat augment here, something like the Golden Gamble. And yeah, that is what we end up taking here. And we do get the Radiant item, the Radiant Lucky item chest here. I think for a while about like, who do I actually want to put this on? An attack fighter and take a Graves item? Like, I wouldn't mind like Radiant GS, something that can flex onto a lot of units, but the caster items are actually pretty bad. So I think about it for a while. And then, yeah, I think this fight, I'm just like, you know what? I'll just leave it here. It's not not a big deal, honestly. And we will just, we're going to lose this fight anyway. It makes no difference if I have this item this round or I don't. And so, yeah, I think still for a while, I'm trying to figure out like where should this actually go to get the best chance possible. I end up throwing it onto Ezreal here, and I do get Radiant Red buff, which is honestly might be the best possible option that I can get from here, just because it's a fantastic item for Vex. It's allows me to finish Vex items because I already have QSS Sterax for their Graves items, and this cloak might end up being, a final Graves item in this spot here. So it's just amazing. Just getting the heal cut onto the entire board, getting a ton of attacks onto Vex, it's just really, really nice. We do take another loss here. We know we are getting Slammin' XP next round, so we are able to level up after the carousel here. So that is going to be a post-carousel level up here. Wouldn't mind, hopefully a little bit more gold out of Blessing, the extra Thresh Blessing, but we'll see what we get here. And we do pick up Graves. This also has Tier attached to it, which could actually be adaptive. I wonder if that's what I make here. Seems decent enough, honestly. But we are going to level up here. Want to finish out our board. We have a lot of the pieces here. Sell everything off here, and we are going to roll down. Find Graves 2, which is nice. Find the Fiora here. Find Vex. Find Maokai 2, who's a nice backline or a backup option here. Find some Nunu, so I opt to swap Nunu in here, and we get the items onto Graves, we get the items onto Vex, we get the TGs slammed, and yeah, overall, pretty decent. Try to get the adaptive down onto the Nunu at the last second, but it just barely doesn't work. But very crucially, we do win this fight. This is always big if you can win the 4-5 fight after you pivot. This is amazing from an HP perspective, and we do win the fight, which is so, so nice. And we pick up the Vex too. And we find the Nunu 2, which is huge. This is usually the hardest unit on the board to find, and we find it. So I feel really, really good about this. Finish the items onto Nunu here, and then I'm going to move the TG over and throw it onto the Fiora here. So at this point, the board's very good. The board's very stable. I can definitely coast to a top 4, but the question is, can I win the lobby from this spot? That is what needs to be asked in this position. I have a lot of completed items in this position, but I'd really like to just complete as many as I can here. I wonder if I just take this JG Warmogs and just call it a day. Actually, I love this looking back at it. I don't know if I did take it, but yeah, I feel like I should, and I do. Just because, boom, that's Warmogs there, JG onto the Vex. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing to feel bad about in this spot. You can really, really love this itemization setup, and then hopefully, on stage 5 carousel, we pick up our Graves items, and we're in a really, really good spot here. We can bounce around a few TGs here because we do have 3 removers left, but not so many. We're basically able to swap once this stage, and then, after going into stage 6, we'll get another remover, and so then we can bounce another time next stage. So not the most, but hey, it's not the end of the world here. But yeah, I mean, we should be quite strong. We have everything upgraded here. The only thing to be afraid of in a spot like this is that we do not have a combat augment here. So we just have to make sure that, once again, we are out capping all these other people who do have combat augments. You don't want to end up in this case where you get stuck. Also, I guess you can tell by the way Vex looks, but this game was played before the most recent patch. But it was such a special game, I had to VOD review it. I mean, you'll see. But yes, we have our boring Empyrean Vex, not the Stargazer version of the Vex, who honestly looks really, really cool. Also, check this guy's board out, by the way. Going for the Veigar 4 with Worth the Wait and the Meeple printing. I mean, it's so easy to get there, and he does actually reach Veigar 4 just the round after fighting me, so I was kind of feeling a little relieved. I'm also doing some defensive scouting here, seeing that guy's holding some Rivens, but it's really not a big deal. Like, is there anybody going for like 3-star 4 cost to deny me? Because in spots like this, the question is not, can I win the game from here if stuff goes according to plan? Because of course I can. The question becomes, can I stop other people from hitting stuff like 3-star 4 cost, stuff that is going to allow them to get even stronger than me? That's what you have to be doing in these types of spots, is playing defense here. I see the PT and I'm like, I could do better. And then I see this and I'm like, oh, actually, I can't do better. So I think I end up just taking double Sterax here. Lowest of keys, double Sterax is better than BT, just because of the fact that you don't really need the healing onto this Graves. He's a backline unit. He's not taking aggro, and 45 AD is actually pretty decent onto him. So like low key, I think this was, I think prior to seeing my items, it was the right call. And then even after seeing the items, I think double Sterax is pretty darn good onto the Graves, especially with the attack speed from the QS. But yeah, this is what we are doing here, getting a little bit of combat stats from our Thresh Boon. Almost everyone in the lobby is Thresh Boon, except for the 3rd place player, just because Thresh Boon tends to be really, really good. And I'm still doing this defensive scouting, just making sure that there is no one else else in the lobby trying to hit some kind of crazy thing. Also, yeah, this is the round where I'm like, oh crap, I definitely should have swapped these TGs. Like the JG Deathcap TG should probably be on the Blitzcrank. That seems like a no-brainer, and this fight ends up somewhat close, but I do end up winning, and I'm like, oh, I am kind of relieved that I win this fight, because that was definitely a mistake for me, is just not swapping around the TGs in the spot here. But yeah, find another Vex, and we get some free rolls from Thresh, so I am excited about that. And you can see the idea, maybe you have an idea of where this game is going, is I start to say, wait a minute, I'm really rich in this spot. I'm 4 Vexes. Why don't I consider going for a 3-star 5 cost in this spot, especially because I'm continuing to get economy from my Thresh. I have 9 free rerolls now. So why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I have it? When I think about the possibility of 3-starring, I throw it into the TFT Academy planner here. Going to rotate into this Jinx reroll board, which, I mean, we should just absolutely delete. If we lose to this board, then Jinx reroll needs some nerfs. And I mean, the line's good. Honestly, the fight was closer than I thought it would be, but it's still an easy win here. The other upside to hitting a 3-star 5 cost is there's a very healthy other player who's high HP in my lobby. So I'm like, oh, maybe I can. And we continue to get some more gold. Also, I realized that this guy is going for a 3-star 5 cost of their own. They are holding 6 Jins. And so I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just go for it? They're taking some 5 costs out of the pool. Also, you know what? I'll let them go for Gen 3. I mean, it's the end of the set. Do I really need to like deny people? Nah, that's cringe. So I'm not gonna deny them. Like I'll let them go for Jin, and I'll go for some other stuff. And they do win another fight. We actually both win our fights, which is really good, because once again, this gives us more time. And then I realized at the last second that, wait a minute, this was Fiora portal. So now we actually have a lot more gold to go for 3-star 5 costs with. So I roll down, hold every single 5 cost that I can here. I realized a bit later that this guy has Blitzcrank, so Blitz 3 is like nowhere near happening. Like I definitely cannot hit that, but all the other ones are doable in this spot because they're only holding Jin plus Blitzcrank, and they are also 1 off Jin 3 here, by the way, but they roll down all their gold. They're legit 0 gold here. So that's the upside for me, and the other upside is look at my copies, man. 7 copies of everything else here, so I'm going to continue to roll down here, just roll down all my gold, find another Fiora here, find another Vex here. I have to give up on the Shen, sadly, but now I'm legit like 1 off everything, and boom goes the dynamite, as it were. We pick up Vex here, but it ain't over yet, is all I'll say. Pick up the Vex 3, and you can see this Vex just blows up the board. But we got 1 more roll down, 1 more fight. I am going to 2-1x speed here, because you can see, boom, there is the Graves 3. And I say, I mean, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? Why don't I sell all of this and roll the rest of my gold here to try to find Fiora, hold every 5 cost I can to try to thin out the pool as much as possible here. Seeing a trillion Shens, a trillion Sonas, but that's not who I want here. I need the Fiora in this spot here. Going to continue to roll down. Where's the Fiora? Where's the Fiora? Where's the Fiora? Continue to roll here. Just seeing all Shens, and then boom, in almost the last shop, we find Fiora here. Sadly, I leave TG on here, so not the best items. This guy also reached Jin 3, so we have the matchup, and I'm like, I don't actually know who wins this, but Fiora gets the cast off with her cutscene here. Graves is doing crazy work. She cutscenes down everybody else, and the Vex arms also kill off the Jin, and it is a dub for me with triple 3-star 5 costs. So a pretty fun game. I mean, I definitely the game that I'm most proud of during the set, just because, I mean, yeah, we absolutely, I mean, that's the max cap gaming. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch. I will be live on Monday. I don't usually stream on Mondays, but it's going to be a special occasion Monday. We have PvE coming out on Tuesday, so I'm going to be live Monday with some cool stuff. So come check out me on Monday. If you're not following my Twitch, obviously follow that stuff down below. Follow all my other links down below. My new variety channel, my Metafy. If you are ready to hit the ground running in set 18 and want coaching, there's a ton of stuff there on my Metafy, and I'm going to be doing a ton more stuff throughout the entire set. So go check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.